Your character, General Feathers, carries most of the plotline during this film, so how did you prepare for this role and what did you find most challenging about his story?
Wow, well, the first thing was just getting as much material as I could from the people that had put together the script. The Japanese producers, the American producers, the writers, and Peter Weber, the director, they had already been working for many, many months on putting together the script and sort of fine-tuning that. And I first asked for all of their materials on Fellers. But at the same time, I really didn't, when I first read the script, I thought the Fellers was a fictional character that was used to sort of push the narrative forward. So that indicated to me that I didn't think a lot of people knew who Brigadier General Bonner Fellers was, and that my responsibility as an actor was probably to our film. I wanted to make sure that I played the role in a way that served the film the very best, and that I didn't get mired down in maybe some sort of irrelevant, sort of historical little tidbits about Fellers. I wanted to play the role in a way that would serve the film the very best.
And your co-star is played by Tommy Lee Jones. What was it like working with him?
It was great. I didn't think there was any actor that could play MacArthur the way that Tommy would play him. I felt very strongly that he was going to be amazing as MacArthur. And I also, was just really excited to work with him and to see the way that he approached that material. I feel like Tommy he's sort of a man of few words. And he was playing a role. MacArthur was actually a man that really liked to hear himself talk. And so, there were massive sort of tracks of dialogue in the script. And I couldn't wait to see how Tommy was going to bring himself to that, and how he would mold MacArthur and himself. And it was really a rewarding experience. And he was a total pro. Really enjoyed working with Tommy.
How does your character develop from when we see him in his younger years to when he's in post-war Japan?
I really wanted there to be, what I was trying to create in that was that when we see him in 1945, he's sort of a broken man. He's hard, and he's military hardened, he's war hardened. He's seen a lot in the last 15 years throughout the South Pacific and being with MacArthur. And when we flash back to him in the 1930 and 1940 pre-war stuff, I wanted to see a man who was falling in love and very positive and completely smitten by this Japanese girl, Aya. And so I wanted there to be this juxtaposition between the two men, when we're in the 1945 moments with him and he's got this massive decision that he has to make and he's on this investigation to try to make this decision. We also know that he's looking for the love of his life, and it's weighing so heavily on him. And when we flash back to when he's meeting her, we see him much lighter and more naive and sort of in love.
Do you think that the outcome of the mission may have been less successful if it wasn't for his connection with Japan?
Yes, without question. I think that history and historians and anybody that really knows this time period extensively would say, I believe, that the decision to leave Hirohito in the emperorship and to help rebuild Japan with Hirohito was an enormously important decision. And had different decisions been made at that time, that it could have been really devastating to the stability of the region. And I think that within the context of our film, certainly, Fellers, his love for Aya, which leads to his love for Japanese culture and a curiosity and a desire to learn it and to understand it, helps him make that decision, ultimately, to recommend that decision to MacArthur.
And what was it like recreating post-war Japan and having to communicate the seemingly cultural differences?
Well, I mean, the recreating of it was, that was really all left up to other people, and they did a fantastic job of it. I mean, I was blown away by the set design. the wardrobe design and the period correctness of everything, and how much attention was paid to, how much attention to detail was paid. I mean, it was the first time I'd really worked on a period piece like this, and it was at times frustrating for me as an actor because it felt like so much attention was given to details that didn't have to do with what I was doing, And sometimes, actors, I think, can feel that way. You feel like the scenes are really important, that you get them right as far as a performance level, and then you realize how important it is to the head of the wardrobe department, Nyla, who just did this amazing job of designing all the wardrobe. It's all she really cares about is getting a period correct, and the set design. And so I just felt like I was working with a bunch of fantastic people who were really passionate and wanted to tell and create that world beautifully.
Do you have any upcoming projects planned yet? For example, if J.J. Abrams was to ask you to take part in the new Star Wars series, what would you say to that? And more importantly, what role would you play?
Oh, I don't have anything planned right now. I am coming off of like a year and a half almost of not being on a movie set. Emperor was the last movie set that I was on. And other than having to do some travel to promote the films, I've really been home for a year and a half and have been with my family and doing things that I really love to do that don't have anything to do with the business. And so just in a really good spot. I think I'll start to look for something, and if JJ were to call and ask me to be a part of that, I would be excited, and hopefully there'd be a role in it that I felt was one that would be challenging and that I would be right for.